welcome to CSC. I'm your host, Jay Howard. First off, I want to thank all the viewers out there, all the people that's been going to the site, checking out the site, passing on the links, leaving me the emails about being a guest on the show. I'm going to get back to you as soon as possible. I want you to continue to support the show and pass the link on. Today, we're going to talk about the amnesty clause, the NBA trade rumors with Chris Paul and other players, and Tim Tebow and the top 5 teams in the NFL. I have on the phone with me right now Antoine Avery. Antoine, are you there? Explain what that is, the amnesty clause.
Well, with the new collective bargaining agreement, that's up for 10 years, and they can opt out after, I believe, the 5th or 6th year. For the life of this current CBA deal, a team is allowed to waive at least one bad contract. They will still be required to pay that player their salary, but it comes off of their salary cap, and it allows them to sign additional players.
Now, can this player, what if this player is waived, right? And this is going to sound kind of crazy. What if he signs with another team? Is that team that waived him still responsible for paying his contract?
They're not. The team that actually invokes the amnesty clause, which means they waive the player, they're still responsible for paying that player's contract. But on the other hand, the team that signs the player, I think they're responsible for paying maybe $3 or $4 million max per year.
Okay, I guess that was one of the things they were fighting over. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm glad the Spurs are waiving Richard Jefferson because, like I said before, it's the coaching of Greg Popovich, but I understood the plan of Richard Jefferson. Richard Jefferson was brought to be a new improved 2000 Bruce Bowen. But Richard Jefferson kind of fooled people because he had that last stint in Milwaukee. He scored, averaged like 20 points at the career highs. People thought, oh, yeah, that'd be a perfect fit. I actually thought that deep down inside. I'm like, he's going to stick D. Decent three-point shooter. But Richard Jefferson, to me, heart-wise, he's a punk. And to me, he don't fit that texture of Greg Popovich's coaching style. What's your take on that?
Well, what's shocking is that Richard Jefferson is the first player that the amnesty clause is used. Most people would assume it would have been Rashard Lewis, who's owed excess of $60 million, or even Gilbert Arenas. But when it comes to the Spurs waiving Richard Jefferson, most people suggest that they're going after Caron Butler. If that's the case, the problem I have with it, you're going for a guy who haven't played over 35, 40 games in over 3-4 years. So with an aging Tim Duncan, Ginobili, and then Butler being on the other side of 30, I think you could be playing with a little bit of fire right there.
I think that Caron Butler can fit because Caron Butler 6'7", 6'8". He can create his own shot. He got a great face-up game. He's going to stick D, and he has some intimidation in him. The Spurs need another guy that can bring 16 points to the table, about 5 or 6 rebounds every night, 4 to 6 rebounds every night, and it's going to stick some D. It's 60-some games left. I'm going to be honest with you. Caron can survive that. He was actually ready for the finals last year. He was ready to play, but they didn't want to risk anything. I think Caron Butler will be okay for the Spurs, and he brings the toughness that they need. You know what I mean? And they're gonna bring in a player that can create his own shot. That's the main thing. But he's not the future of the Spurs. Caron is only coming into, okay, we got 1 or 2 more years left to take a crack at it, getting another ring. I can help. He's the perfect player for that. We're gonna move on though. What's going on with Chris Paul? Where Chris Paul going? Where's he going?
As of yesterday, the final reports have it that the Hornets more likely will trade Chris Paul to either the Golden State Warriors or Los Angeles Clippers as of Friday.
Well, what do you think? Let me ask you a quick question. Where do you think he fits in? Give me the team, even if it's outside of those 3 you just named. Where do you think Chris Paul fits?
I actually think he's fit best with the Lakers. Given that Mike Brown is the new coach over there in LA, they're no longer running a triangle offense, and you have Derek Fisher, who's the starting point guard in LA, I think Chris Paul will be excellent to take a lot of the burden off of Kobe Bryant.
Yes.
The only problem is the compensation that will be required to get Chris Paul.
Well, I agree with you, but I wouldn't mind seeing Chris Paul. I wouldn't mind seeing him, honestly, on the Clippers because him and Blake Griffin, in his future, his door opens up. And then I like the fact that if he went to the Clippers, He's proven that I'm willing to take something. He can, remember what Baron Davis made an attempt to do? I think Chris Paul can make that happen. I really do. And also, I would like to see him on a team, like, if just for one, I know he's not going to take a 1-year deal, but I wouldn't mind seeing the man play 1 year in Boston. I'm not going to lie to you. I wouldn't mind seeing that just to combat what Miami has done and what New York has done. I hate that the players are doing that, but I understand it because it's been going on since the beginning of time with players stacking their teams to win. So I can't knock them for that. Is there any other trades out there or players that might be moved, like Dwight Howard? Give me some other stuff.
As of yesterday, I found out there is a strong chance that the Bulls will make an offer for Dwight Howard. It's nothing that's official yet, but rumblings have it the Chicago Bulls will be making a push for Dwight Howard in hopes of dethroning the Miami Heat from the Eastern Conference champions.
So what's in this package the Bulls is offering? Give me the package, because it's gonna have to be a true package.
Right now, speculation is it'll be Joakim Noah, Lou Aldane, the future draft pick, and probably a Sheik or Taj Gibson.
You know what? If that happens, you're a genius. If that happens, you're a genius. We're gonna move on. Tim Tebow, like Ginobili. You know when Barkley say that, we're gonna say Tim Tebow like that. Is Tim Tebow the real deal, or he's a fraud?
He's a fraud. The thing about Tim Tebow is, when you look over his last 5 wins, a lot of people look at it that he made these last drive ain't winning, winning drives, and a lot of that is because of his own flaws. Who needs to be applauded is the defense that's playing better than they ever have since they probably won their last Super Bowl. And by them running the entire game, 5 of the last 5 teams that they beat, the best team who had the run defense was the Minnesota Vikings, who ranked 12th. Everyone else is in the bottom half in terms of run defense. So Tebow is a fraud. You heard it from me.
Okay. My take on Tim Tebow is this. I don't think he's a fraud. I think that the people have spoken and he's living up to the support. When you look at the defense, I agree with you 1,000%. But the defense is stepping up because of Tim Tebow. That's what's happening. And I hate to say it, it can get better and better and better. You got to believe this part of it. They can't beat the top 5 dogs in the NFL. And I want you, we might differ, but I want you to give me the top 5, the top teams in the NFL, the top 5 dogs, the best teams in the NFL. Give me the top 5. NFC, AFC, it doesn't matter.
I'm going to go.
Hold on. Start over because I interrupt you. I don't want to cut you off. Go. Top 5.
In no particular order, I'm going to go to Green Bay Packers, the New England Patriots, the Baltimore Ravens, the New York Giants, and I'm going to go with the New Orleans Saints.
Oh, my God. That sounds so crazy what you just said, but I'm not going to argue with this sports show. I'm going to go. I don't see how you left out the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know how you made that mistake and left out the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know how you did that. I'm going to go Green Bay. I'm going to let you clear it up. I'm going to go Green Bay. I'm going to go Pittsburgh. No particular order either. The Patriots, the Saints, and the Texans. That's where I'm going.
Oh, the Texans without Matt Schaub?
Yes.
Is it because they just signed Jeff Garcia?
No, I think what the Texans have in their favor, the defense is lights out. It's been proving itself every week, regardless of who's back there in the backfield throwing the ball. The running game has showed up every time. And Yates hasn't given me a reason to think he can't finish out 4 more games.